Let's go. Let's go, man. Hunt the ball. Let's go, family on 3. 1, 2, 3, family.
Hello, football family. Welcome into Huddle It Up Films, Week 14 picks. As you may have seen in the thumbnail, Alec saw Lamar juking Santa Claus. That is the shirt. That is the shirt. Hopefully, as Ravens fans, we'll get to see that, a little bit of that this week. I think Lamar had like 17 carries last time he played Cleveland a couple weeks ago. So we should see a lot of juking Santa Claus, or Sion Taki is one of the guys that Lamar likes to pick on. So here we are, Alec. How are you doing? How's the holiday season treating you, my friend?
Oh, it's all good, man. I was filling out Christmas cards right before this show. Just chilling like a villain, trying to enjoy the holidays. Got a good hang with the boys this weekend coming up, doing a little
Nice.
We didn't do a Friendsgiving, but we're doing a little holiday party and be good to see them. So, yeah, can't complain.
So Alec, we both did well last week. You were so close to 100 wins. You are 99-80. So it's still kind of a nice number right there. 99-80 on the year for Mr. Polianis. Very well done. I told you though about the New England Patriots running over the Bills, and that's pretty much what happened. So at least they did.
I don't know, man. That's like kind of a throwaway game with the conditions. But
all right. Well, we'll trust Alec. He is the man on this. So let's start with a good old NFC East matchup this week. The Dallas Cowboys, who Alec has been riding much of the year, they're 4.5-point favorites going to the Washington football team. Playing well, coming off that big win in Vegas last week. Game that worked out well for both of us. I'm picking the Cowboys in this game, though. I'm going with the Cowboys. Couple of reasons. Main reason is the Cowboys have 10 days rest. They played on Thursday last week. They are a very talented team. I feel like Washington has some talent. They're finding themselves. But if I have to pick a winner in this game, I'm going with the Cowboys. So I'll just take them and give the 4.5 points.
I'm doing the same thing. The big reason that will give me pause is just it feels like that offense isn't quite as potent as it might look on paper. And I know Pollard is nursing an injury. So, their most explosive back is having some issues, but, they can fall back on Zeke. And, I mean, the Washington football team is playing better. I can definitely see how this could be an upset or be close. But I think more times out of 10, I think the Cowboys will pull it off. So that's why I went with them. Big game. Ravens at Cleveland Browns. The Browns are a 3-point favorite. How the tides have turned in just a single week or 2 weeks of play. Obviously, the Ravens have suffered some injuries, and Cleveland had the opportunity to get more healthy. I'm going with the Ravens here, though, to not only cover, but to win. I picked the money line as well when I bet. And my rationale is that despite the injuries that the Ravens had on the secondary, I think Cleveland's not the correct team to be able to exploit it. I think the Ravens could still be able to win. If they can figure out the offense, maybe use some tempo, they would, I think, handily score. And, even if Cleveland can figure out the run game, and I think they will, I don't expect the run to get stifled like it was last time these teams matched off. But I think the Ravens can definitely cover and even win.
Yeah, I'm taking the Ravens in this barely. I'm taking the points in this. I could see it being a field goal game either way just because of how ugly both of these teams are playing. But I'm leaning Ravens because you mentioned it, Alec, the health of the Browns. Well, they had a bye week, but they actually got less healthy. They have their punter on the COVID list. They have David Njoku on the COVID list. They have Anthony Walker is going to be out with COVID. They have Malik Jackson is out injured. Anthony Schwartz is injured. Who am I missing? Harrison Bryant, their tight end. They go with 3 tight ends, 2 tight ends a lot, and move them around. So if they're without 2 tight ends, that's a tough matchup. I don't see Lamar throwing 4 interceptions again this game. I don't see the Ravens shutting down Chubb and Hunt as well as they did. I mean, they dominated the Cleveland running game. Yeah. But still, adding up all the factors, I'm going to go ahead, take Baltimore, take the 3 points. I think it's a decent matchup for them because Cleveland does not have the type of weapons that other teams will against Baltimore, and they're hurting secondary. So Yet another division game, man. These division games, they really stacked them at the end of the year this year, Alex.
Yeah, it's a lot. Most of the games are division games.
Yeah. So Las Vegas heading to Kansas City. Kansas City, a 9.5 point favorite. Don't like this game at all, Alec, because it's a divisional game, and 9.5 points still seems like a lot to give Kansas City's with their defense. But I'm taking Kansas City. Basically, the tiebreaker was what happened the first time these teams met. Kansas City won 41-14. Las Vegas is without Waller. Of course, Ruggs is long gone. So I'm going to go ahead and take Kansas City, even though I have to give 9.5 big ones in this matchup.
I don't love this spread. Same reason as you, but I looked at the past evidence and the current situation for the Raiders and landed on the same opinion. I think the Chiefs are able to win the game by the 10 points that they need, and that's it. I think the Chiefs are a little healthier if I recall correctly than the last time they played. I think with last time they played, they didn't have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. The offense wasn't clicking as much at that time. The defense wasn't clicking as much. So I think the Chiefs have gone better. The Raiders are not getting better at this point in the season. Next up, Falcons at Panthers. The Panthers are a 2.5-point favorite. This is another game I would stay away from, but I can't. So I'm going with the Panthers here. Rationale just being that they have the better players. I know that they're down CMC for the rest of the year. Big bummer for fantasy owners everywhere. But the Falcons, I've been down a couple weapons all year, and I just don't trust that team at all in any way, shape, or form. And I barely trust the Panthers. I think their defense is a little bit better, obviously. And, Cam's bringing something to that team. I don't know if it's an edge. He still kind of looks a little washed, but I think he's doable in this matchup.
Okay, so I'm taking the Falcons. No particular reason here. I don't have confidence in either team.
Yeah.
I don't even think there's a skill advantage in Carolina, quite frankly. I mean, they have the better players, they do, but both teams just look like a mess. So, McCaffrey being out, I think Chuba Hubbard banged up as well. They're going deep on the depth chart there. So I'm going to go with the Falcons in this matchup. I'm with you, though. It's not something I feel confident in, and somebody has to win. So I'll just take the 2.5 points in the Falcons.
I used to do that. I'm starting to think I messed up my process. I forgot about that.
To trash plays trash, take the points.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. That's a good saying. Yeah, I mean, it's not many points though. It's 2.5 points. So
I know.
It's not like you're getting, even that field goal in there. So yeah. So Seattle, 8.5 point favorites on the road. How is this possible? Seattle's not playing well. They won last week, but their record is horrible. Well, it's because they're going to Houston and playing the Texans. And I'm taking Seattle in this matchup. And my reasons are motivational based. The want-to factor in this game. Seattle, is angry. They're disappointed. Russ still feels like he has something to prove. He's the ultimate competitor himself. Whereas in Houston, they've kind of been waiting for this thing. I mean, just waiting for the season to collapse. There's not been much hope since the beginning. So I'll go ahead and, I'm not going to say how much Seattle wins by. I'll just take Seattle, give the 8.5 points, and hope Seattle wins by 9 or more.
Yeah. There are a lot of bad teams in the NFL, but I think the Texans are particularly broken, and they're going to be broken for years to come with the maneuvers they made with draft picks. I mean, it's a bad situation that Cauley inherited. Taking the Seahawks here as well. Seahawks played really well last week. They have it in them. Their record is not, in my opinion, indicative of their team. I think they're better than that. And yeah, they have reasons to go ahead and win. And at this point, it's like Russell Wilson's, application to the rest of the NFL, because he won't be there next year, and this team's going to have an overhaul, but he can screw them over by getting a few wins and ruin their draft pick. All right, next up, you got Jags at the Titans. Titans are an 8.5-point favorite. This is another interesting one because, the Titans have had a lot of injuries, obviously, but still a huge favorite because they're playing the Jags at home. So therefore, I'm going with the Titans. The Jaguars are not a team I have any confidence in. I have no reason to believe they can keep this one close. I think the Titans are able to figure out a way to win by 10, win by 9. Both those work. Maybe even win by a lot more. Oh, I forgot to say, shit. Sorry. Sorry to the kids for cursing. Seahawks, my lock of the week. All that preamble. The Seahawks were the lock of the week. But I can see the Titans be my lock too. That's why I wanted to make sure I said that. So yeah, sorry.
You know what? I'm gonna make my lock of the week the Baltimore Ravens. How about that, Alec? How about that? I'm just gonna do it, man.
I don't hate it.
Why not, man? Like I'm looking for a little mojo change here. I stay away from locking the Ravens because I get confident and scared and superstitious. We had enough of that here in Baltimore. We need to start playing well. I'm shaking it up, bro. I'm going with the Ravens as my lock. So you're taking the Tennessee Titans. Let's get back on task here, right?
Yeah, no. Tennessee Titans, 8.5. Easy. Jags are no good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going with you on this one. Again, I don't know. I don't see a path to victory for the Jaguars in this one because they just haven't gotten themselves together. They can exploit Tennessee's defense, which can be a weakness. Tennessee does have a lot of injuries, both sides of the ball. But, man, I just can't see. Like, Jacksonville has gotten progressively worse over this last, I want to say, like 3 weeks or so, it seems like, since they had that competitive game against the Bills. Like, the Jags have just fallen off, so I'm taking the Titans. Now, the New Orleans Saints are 5.5-point favorites on the road. Another one of those. How could that be? Well, they're playing at the New York Jets, and I'm going with the Saints in this game. I am trusting the Saints roster, the overall strength of this roster, and I'm trusting, that Taysom Hill can run the ball, can play some college ball, even though he's going to have a hard time throwing with that finger and everything else. I'm just going to take the Saints with confidence in this one. Give the 5.5 points. I like this game. I like the Saints a lot this week.
Yeah, the Saints have a good defense. They have Kamara coming back. I'm also taking them and giving the 5.5 to the Jets. The Jets played better last week. It seems like Elijah Moore is the real deal. I thought he would be, and he's starting to make his case in the NFL. Even Wilson didn't look absolutely horrendous, just bad.
Regular bad.
Just regular bad instead of absolutely horrendous, right? I got to watch that game. Unfortunately, remember we were talking about we could watch the Chargers and Cincy. I couldn't watch it, dude. I was in the wrong area. Man. I know. So I was watching the Jets play whoever the hell they were playing. I forget now. Yeah. Anyways, but the Jets were I don't know. They weren't horrible. I've seen worse, but yeah, I'll go ahead and take the Saints here too. I think with Kamara back and Hill, even with the finger injury, I think they find a way. And most importantly, I think this defense can eat against Wilson. He will look bad right again. And will generate turnovers. They'll get good scoring opportunity and they'll roll. They'll win it.
So you're just as confident as me in this one. That's okay.
I like it. So next up, we got Giants at Chargers. The Chargers are a 10-point favorite. The Chargers had a real great game against Cincinnati. They had a big lead. Cincinnati came back, and then they won when it was all said and done. The Giants, they're no good. They have a lot of problems, particularly on the offensive side of the ball, and don't see the game much better. So I'm going with the Chargers here. They're going to be able to put up some points. I can see them putting up 30. Maybe the Giants find a way to get to 13, and that's it.
Yes, there's, same reasons. I've taken the Chargers in this one. The Chargers can go up and down, back and forth. You've seen that they're like a scale or a seesaw, but, against the Giants, traveling across country to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Again, man, and the Chargers have something to play for. The Giants really don't. I see everything kind of swinging the Chargers' way in this one. And, yeah, I could see this one getting pretty out of hand if the Chargers start fast. I could really see this game getting out of hand. Don't draft Saquon Barkley anymore in your fantasy league. Just don't. He's not going to be healthy. He's on a bad team. I'm lucky that I smelled that coming this year and avoided him in every league that I had. So yeah, tough for Saquon because he's just such a phenomenal athlete. That combine was just out of control. And you see it on the field, translate to the football field too. But if you're that broken and you're 24 years old, 25, I don't even know how old he is, but it's pretty sad. And then he's not in a good situation over there with no offensive line. So it's tough for Saquon, man, a player I was extremely excited about. And I didn't have any problems with the Giants picking him, even though, they could use the offensive lineman. Saquon, I thought, was a great player.
Yeah.
So Detroit going to Denver. Detroit are 10-point underdogs. The Denver Broncos 10-point favorites. This is my one where I'm taking the underdog. The Lions, you talk about the 1-2 factor. This is a team that keeps playing hard. They want to play for their coach. They don't want to be this terrible. I'm taking the 10 points. I think that the Lions keep it close. And this might be like an outside like money line for me, like where I just be like, all right, you know what? I got $5 to waste. Let me bet on the Lions to just win straight out. Just because I could see the Denver Broncos. They are a discombobulated group. Injuries in their backfield, Teddy Bridgewater factor. The Lions like to grind out games. I think that they'll be okay against this great, very good Denver defense. I think Detroit can grind out some yards, shorten the game, keep it close. I'm taking the Lions.
I've only had the opportunity to watch the Lions a couple times, but I get the feeling that they're relatively disciplined. They just don't have the talent.
Yes.
Is that fair? Yeah. I'm also taking the Lions.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, we're rubbing off on each other. Yeah, man. I felt really good about this one, actually. I feel like the Broncos are just not that great. They were pretenders. It's so funny, man. Peter broke it down when we played the Broncos and they were undefeated. He was like, how many times had the undefeated or really great Broncos come into Baltimore? Baltimore wrecks them. They're never the same. It's been like 4 times this has happened. And in history. Yeah. Or we went to them, they didn't come to Baltimore, but they ran into Baltimore and their whole season fell apart. This is exactly what happened to the Broncos. They completely fell off a cliff since then. And the Lions got their first win. That was really fun to watch. I watched the end of that game. Awesome for them. Good to see it. And I think they can do it again. Honestly, I think the money line thing's a good idea.
No kidding. What is going on here?
Yeah, no, I don't hate it. I think I might put it in myself, but I definitely picked the Lions, and the spread here feels really good.
All right, put 5 on it for me, man, because we can't bet in Maryland. That would be bad.
We can now.
Yeah,
literally today or tomorrow.
As of Friday. All right, yeah, we'll see. All right,
go down to the casino, man.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be the first one in line with everybody. Yeah, I'll be battling it out.
Dude, I quick aside, the fact that it's only going to be in casinos, they need to optimize the shitter. I want to place all my bets while taking a poop. If I'm not taking a poop, my picks are no good.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I actually never made those picks then, but at the same time, it's just like it's 2021. The internet's a thing. Why do I need to drive downtown or drive to, Arundel Mills? It's kind of goofy.
Yeah, it is, man. Like I said, I'm kind of just waiting for it to all pan out there.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Bills at Buccaneers. The Bucs are a 3.5-point favorite at home. Very close game. I hate this one. I think either team can win. I think it could go either way. I have no idea what's going to happen. Typically, I should be picking the Bills in this situation, but for whatever reason, I went with the Bucs. I think the Bucs are the better team. I think they're more complete, and I felt like they would be the ones who win, and I could see them winning by more than a field goal. That was kind of the rationale. But I don't love it.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bucs too. It's hard to get out of my head what I saw last week against the New England Patriots, and then when I look at Tom Brady, he doesn't have any Tom Brady team is not going to get completely shut down. So I think that the upside in this matchup lies with the Bucs. So I could see the game going either way, but in the end, if you're asking me who I trust the most, what team I trust the most, a team that doesn't even try to roll, who just got pounded by a division rival coming on a short week, or do I trust Tom Brady and the stout Bucs front? I'm going with the Bucs in this one, given the 3.5, and I feel pretty good about this pick. So San Francisco at Cincinnati, the next game. A little bit of a surprise on the spread for me because the 49ers are 2-point favorites. So I gave it away my pick. You think it's a surprise. I'm taking the Bengals at home barely. Took me a long time to pick this game, actually, because I could see San Francisco matching up well with Cincinnati, and we don't necessarily know who Cincinnati is. 49ers have some injuries on their side, though. Deebo Samuel, Elijah Mitchell, their top running back, who's done really well this year. So I'm going to go with the Bengals at home in this and take the 2 points as a bonus. So how about yourself, sir?
The Bengals also have a Burrow injury they're watching, so that's another thing to keep in mind. I actually also had a hard time with this game, was surprised by the spread, but I actually went with the 49ers. I think the
Okay.
49ers, like, because you said they match up well, I could see the 49ers figuring out a way to win this game. 2 points aren't much. So that's why I went that way. But yeah, it was a tough one to choose. They are traveling. And we'll see. I'm really curious how that one plays out, but it wasn't easy. Bears at Packers. The Packers are a 12.5-point favorite. The Bears are getting back Mr. Fields. I'm actually doing it again. I'm picking the Bears in this situation. Don't love it. This failed me last time. The Packers like rolled on them. The Bears defense is having some troubles. The Packers probably are going to do it again. This might look really dumb, but I'm going to just say, like, divisional game, they can keep it close. Fields has a good game. I think Allen Robinson actually might play. I'm not 100% sure on that, but who knows, man? Maybe the Bears can keep it close. This might be a bad pick.
Yeah, I'm going with the Packers. So it's about time we start disagreeing. We got 2 in a row here. Going with the Packers. I think they win the game. I think they win at least by a touchdown. So 12.5 is a ton of points, but I'm still going to give those points. Would Rodgers say he owns the Bears? He better play up.
You.
Yeah, I own you. So he better live up to that, and potentially his last matchup against the Chicago Bears, depending on where he goes. Next year in his probable exit from Green Bay. So the Monday night game, man, should be a barn burner. One of the nicer games of the week. It's the LA Rams traveling to the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are 2-point favorites, and I'm taking the Cardinals to win this game. Rams just look like they are a little discombobulated out there. I feel like Arizona's playing better as a team. The talent-wise, it's kind of a wash for me. I think the Rams are very talented, but I also think the Cardinals are talented. And I like them at home to win this game and to, big game with divisional implications, number 1 seed on the line. Give me the Cardinals.
The Cardinals look pretty good with Murray back and Hopkins playing, so hard to go away from them. I'm also picking the Cardinals here. The Rams, man, like you said, they're kind of falling off a cliff a little bit lately. I think they still have it in them to win some games, but they're going to struggle here. I think it's going to lead to some more separation in that first seed running. And yeah, man, I think after a lot of agreeing, we naturally need to finish this by agreeing with one another. Really excited about this week. I think it's cool that we agreed so much, and I think the games that we disagreed on are all really reasonable. Like I struggled on myself, so I think maybe we might have a good week.
Let's have a good week, man. Let's make some money for those who partake. I'm kind of lucky I hit the brakes on this year because I've had a bad year. So I'm glad you're having a good year, man. I'm glad you're having a good year.
Well, so hey, I think listeners, I want to see what you guys pick here. I'm curious if there's a kind of consensus building in our community here with, the way we think about the games. So definitely make sure to leave a comment below. I'm really curious to see,
Yeah, and I'm curious to see, like, we're okay. I love this game, and you're like, yeah, I love them too. And then somebody disagree with both of us. It would be nice to see. Yeah, man, I always love any comments that I get. So yeah, man, would love to see it. Any final thoughts? It could be on anything, Alec. Doesn't have to be football related. What are you thinking about?
Man, I'm just football's cool. But I have a lot going on right now, so I don't know how much I'll watch this weekend, to be completely frank.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I do. But, it's going to be a good weekend, nevertheless. Most likely, it'll be worth it.
This man just called a weekend without football a good weekend. I mean, do I got anybody else I can get on this show? Anybody else?
I'm not. Look, man, I think actually, you know what? Actually, I probably will see plenty of football. I think the 4:00 games will be on where I'm at, so it's fine.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's just like I'm not gonna be like sitting down watching like fully dedicated. Like even the Ravens game, I might have a little bit of distraction going on.
No, bro, no, you cannot.
I know it's bad, but I'll rewatch it, so it's all good. I'll rewatch it Monday morning.
There you go.
But yeah, it's just bad with the scheduling, man. It's the holidays. You want to like make things work with your friends, and you're just like, all right, if y'all want to do it during football time, I guess I'll figure it out.
Yeah. So Alec needs new friends. We learned that on the show. No disrespect to Peter and Chris, but if they're two of those people, what are you doing, fellas?
They aren't. They'll probably be watching the game and being like, what the hell are you doing, man?
Yeah. So they can hang out with me. So yeah, I saw Lamar juking Santa Claus. Awesome shirt, bro. I got to hand it to you. That's up there. Yeah, man. Hopefully we can wear that at a Super Bowl one time, man, or on a Super Bowl run. So that would be great. But thank you to my football family. Thanks for everybody that supported this show. Keep it going. Keep the likes going. We would like to keep this show going. So please show your support. Share it. Alex, say goodbye to the people now.
Have a great weekend, everybody.